Hey everybody, Michael Kunman and welcome back to the channel. Today we are going to talk about the 3 different types of putter head models that you can select to potentially help your putting stroke and lower your putting scores as well. Now this isn't an exhaustive video that's going to go through every different putter head style and putter head model. I'm going to look at the basic different types and you're going to get an idea, and then of course depending on the brand that you want to look at, you can then make a decision about which one you're looking for and what's going to help your game. So if you're interested in that, stick around, we'll be up right after this. So as I was mentioning, welcome back to the channel everybody. We really appreciate having you here, and if you enjoy our content, please make sure to like this video and subscribe to our channel. It helps show all of our content to more people and hopefully help their game as well. And as we were mentioning today, we are going to talk about different putter head models. And as I was saying, just so I can kind of get it out in the open there's different putter heads, there's different brands, there's different widths, and there's a lot of different selection between these as well. So if I don't cover the one that you may want to know about, please feel free to let me know in the comments, and I'm happy to kind of shoot another video in the future about a specific model and how, of course, that model could benefit your putting stroke as well. But today we're going to talk about the 3 different models, which are the blade, the mid mallet, and also the mallet putter. And again, just going to give you a little bit of a rundown of each one, how they potentially can benefit you, and who they would also be suited to as well. So as you can see here, I've got 3 different models in my hand. I've got a Ping, I've got a Wilson staff, and I've also got an Odyssey. And any brand that you look at these days, they will always have a selection of putter heads that are going to be suitable for a variety of different people. Now, first thing you're going to notice is straight off the bat, even when you're looking at this video here, and you'll see a little cross cut down, is the size difference between these 3 putter heads. Now, of course, this isn't the smallest and this isn't the largest putter head on the market, but even between these 3, there's some extensive differences between them just by looking at them. So as I said, we're going to start with the blade putter. I'm going to run through the features of that, and then we'll talk about the mid mallet, and then we're going to talk about the mallet putter as well. So let's get into it. So the blade putter has been around for decades. It is an extremely popular putter, but I do find that most people are tending to be more suited to those mid mallet and mallet putters these days. People still love these just because, again, they've been around for so long. They see some tour players playing them, and of course they look pretty cool as well. But what you'll tend to find with blade putters is the downside to them is a little bit of lack of forgiveness on off-center shots. And I do find that whenever we're in our putting studio or out on the putting green doing a lesson, is that off-center strikes is one of the biggest issues with a lot of people and a lot of golfers. So ball speed control comes pretty hard. So with blade putters, they tend to not be the go-to for most players. But again, if you are a golfer that has a very consistent strike, it could be for you. So what you're going to notice straight away is very, very seamless, streamlined style putter head. They're a lot smaller. They don't have a huge alignment aid on the back, which again can be really good for a lot of people because they may find it a little bit too much looking down at some of those putters that have so much on the back of their putter head. As I was mentioning before, so sitting it behind the golf ball actually looks really quite cool because there's not too much there, so it's not distracting for a lot of people as well. And when I say they're not forgiving, the technology changes every year. So there's different weight ports that get put in these, and the ability to control or distribute weight is different. So they are trying to make sure that they can find ways to stabilize that head a little bit more, but they are generally suitable for a player that is very consistent with their stroke. They hit the golf ball quite consistently from the center of the face, so they know how far that ball speed's going to go, and they love that feedback from these style putters as well, because it does provide a lovely feel through that putter head. So if that is you, if you're a golfer that does have a consistent style stroke, that does want some feedback and doesn't kind of misstrike it all over the face, then potentially this style putter could be for you. Now, mid mallet. So I've got the Wilson staff model here. You're going to notice some big differences between, as we were mentioning before, the blade putter and this mid mallet. Now, we of course have a cross between our blade and our mallet putter, kind of like a hybrid, as you can kind of say. The mid mallets are a really good blend of forgiveness, but also feel as well. So if you're wanting to look down at something, so when I look down at this, it doesn't look obtrusive, it doesn't look too big when I'm looking down there, but it does provide, and a lot of these mid mallets have some really good alignment aids on them, whether no, they're just kind of one line like I've got on this or multiple ones. A lot of people can benefit from having really, really good distinct alignment aids to try and ensure that they get that golf ball starting in the direction that they want to. And as you can see here, I mean, this one in particular, it does have some weight ports in it, but you can have weight ports in any putter. But the biggest thing to take away from mid-mallet putters is because they have that blend of forgiveness and feel, as I was saying, it's a nice balance and it's a nice kind of mid-range option for players that don't want to go one aspect or the other. If you're that type of golfer that does want some feel but maybe misstrikes it a little bit over the face and you want to make sure that you get a little bit of that forgiveness, give a mid-mallet a go. Try it out in one of the brands that you like and just see if you like that feel. See if you get that consistency off the face when you do misstrike it, and if it's a forgiving enough style putter, the way that you deliver your stroke. And last but definitely not least, probably the most popular style in the market these days, especially from our fittings, we find, because again, most golfers out there don't practice their putting that much and they always struggle with putting, and you do find that people tend to misstrike putters a lot. Now, mallets provide the most forgiveness. Why? Because the bigger design head, the bigger the design of the head, having these extra lines on top of the putter may be of assistance to you. And whether it's lines or balls like the Odyssey 2 ball or something like that, you find out what's going to be best for you, find out which one that you like to look at, and that gives you the most confidence to line up that golf ball consistently. So along with that, as I was saying, stability is a really, really big part there. Forgiveness, you are going to find that with the additional weight of these heads, because of course they're going to be heavy, or most of the times they're going to be a little bit heavier than the traditional blade putter, you'll find that with that head weight, it should create a little bit of extra stability in that putting stroke as well. So if you're a golfer that when they take that putter head away, you feel it moving a little bit, a mallet putter could be, or mid-mallet or mallet putter, could be of some assistance to you in regard to that. And of course, as we were mentioning before, with a lot of these putters, they do have weight ports in them. Not every brand does, but a lot of them do have these, and we can adjust them. So if you do want to feel a heavier head, we do have the ability to do that to create more stability in that putting stroke. So awesome feature, and definitely underutilized as well when it comes, most people just grab one off the shelf. They like the look of it. They hit a couple of putts and they're like, yeah, that'll do me. But again, they can be customizable a lot more than what you probably think or realize as well. So as I was saying, so really forgiving, really stable throughout the putting stroke, and really good for a majority of putters, and especially for the putters out there, as I was mentioning, that don't quite have that putting stroke down pat, that feel it moving a little bit and are very inconsistent on their strikes as well. So just to recap, we have three different styles of putter. We've got the blade putter, we've got the mid-mallet putter, and we've got the mallet putter. Three very different styles of heads, three very different sizes. Now, again, the blade putter, very, very traditional style putter, very, very good for golfers that are consistent with their stroke, consistent with their strike, and don't need too much forgiveness of off-center shots. The mid-mallet putter, a really good blend or a hybrid between the two. So if you're wanting some responsiveness and feel, but you do want a little bit of forgiveness as well and a little bit of head weight, great option. And the mallet putter, the most forgiving putter that you're going to get, the less twisting on that face. And of course, a lot heavier in the head, so it's going to create a lot more stability as well. And there you have it. So they're the three different types of putter heads. And as I was saying before, it's not an exhaustive selection on here, and I'm more than happy to shoot individual videos if you want me to on a specific style of putter. I'm more than happy to run through that. It's not a problem whatsoever, but it gives you an idea of where you may be sitting. You know what putting stroke you have. You know how consistent you are at delivering that putter head. You also know if you like that feel off the face, or if you just want something heavier and a lot more controllable. If you haven't also tried one of these, Get it in your hand, see if you like it. You may pick one up and you may just go, oh my God, that is amazing. I absolutely love the feel of that responsiveness off this blade putter, and give it a try. It's no problem with that. But if you do also want something that is specifically suited to you, why don't you come down to a place like Perth Golf Centre? We've got this amazing indoor putting studio with Capto technology, and we can get these putters on Capto and we can see all the data, we can see the lie angles, we can see the lofts, we can see how you're delivering that golf club into impact, and then we can tell you which one is going to be most suitable for you. We also have an amazing putting green out there at the Western Australian Golf Club, which we can then take those putters out there and see what they are like in the real world. So hopefully it helps you make a decision on what putter head may benefit your game as well. So once again, thank you so much for joining us. Hope you enjoyed that, and we'll see you soon.